And hello, Shock fans. This is your beloved soldier with the inverted cross, Rip the Full Blown Freak Show, aka the Gold Member, back for the third and final part of the top 17 figures of 2017, numbers 5 through 1, plus some honorable mentions. Um, so I'm going to jump, right back into it. Again, this may be one huge video for those of you watching and wondering why I keep saying part, just in case. So at number 5, we've got. This thing's heavy. Wei Zhang Rinsora, or it's oversized the last night Megatron. Now I've got the Voyager one. It's right there on the shelf behind me, and that figure is great. This is better because it added wrist swivels, and it added covers for the arm cover, so he didn't have the gaps. With die-cast metal, it's huge. I got this was pretty much the same price as the leader class one, and it's much better because the Voyager one was just a better figure. Just on Hasbro's part, beautiful sculpt, beautiful, well done. Again, as I said in his review, I do not have a problem with knockoffs or oversized. If Hasbro's not willing to give us this in a giant size, hey, if China's willing to do it, awesome figure, awesome weight to it because of the die cast, awesome posability. I don't know what you would scale him with. He scales great with Leader Class or Dark of the Moon, or Revenge of the Fallen Star Screen, whenever that one came out. Might have been Hunt for the Decepticons. But, this one's awesome. I have absolutely no problem with owning this as a knockoff. It's well done and good quality, and definitely worth your time. I'm running out of room to set all these big things. Now, at number 4, we've got. And I'm telling you, this was really hard to do. It was hard enough, like in the last one I said, to decide between Darth Vader and freaking Deadpool. So these top 3 and 4 were really hard to decide. So at number 4, we've got a figure. I was wondering if it would get made ever. Mohawk, NECA. Gremlins 2 Mohawk. Mohawk's my favorite gremlin. I loved this character as a kid. It's so nice to have an action figure of him. Besides, I have the retro one, and I love the sculpt. It's the same as this one, but I hate that figure just due to the fact that the feet are made. There's something about them soft and rubbery, and he always falls over. They corrected it with this one with hard plastic, and he actually can stand up on his own now. And he just looks better in his movie colors. I'm looking forward to reviewing this guy. He's really freaking cool. Just the gun, just the paintwork, the inside the mouth. Just you know the quality that NECA gives us. You know what to expect. I mean, it's awesome. And this one, it was really hard to decide when getting into these last figures. Now at number 3, we've got a figure that I had pre-ordered for a while back, but then I canceled it just due to it was too much. And then it went on sale, and I got it. And that is, I believe this is SH Figuarts, Mega Man Zero. I think I've been on camera saying this before, I'm not sure, but I will say it again. I absolutely love this game series, and it was one of the few game series that actually made me tear up at the end. No spoilers for anybody that hasn't played that. But this figure's superposable. The weapons, it comes with a lot of accessories, extra faces. The only gripe I have about it is the hair falls out too easy. But I mean, I'd rather it fall out than be a one huge piece that just breaks. The only accessory I wish he would have came with would have been his cloak that he had when he was in the desert in the second game at the beginning. But other than that, beautifully done. Lot of good paint, nice tight joints, and it's super articulated. Again, great figure. If you can get this guy, I think I got him for $35. He is worth the pickup. He is well done. I actually had a blast doing the photo shoot with him and Darth Vader. If you guys check out my Instagram, you've probably seen that. At number 2, and this was where it got hard to pick between 2 and 1. Another figure I thought I would never own. NECA Big Red Predator. Now, the guy didn't have the extra set of hands for this guy to hold the swords. He came with the swords, but I do not give a shit. I was like, I got this thing for about retail price. And the way I got it was someone else outbidded me on it. And like a week later, he messaged me like, you were the second highest bidder and the guy didn't pay me for it. Do you want to buy it? Like, hell yeah, I'll scoop it up. And I've had a blast with this figure, I wish he could hold his swords. I do, granted, wish I had the hands for it. But it was a score. This was a grail. I've wanted this for so long, and I never found it when it came out. I wasn't collecting them when they came out. And you know how I am about black and red. And with the cloak I've added and everything, you know, this guy, it was so hard to pick between him and number one. And I have a feeling a lot of you guys know what number one is if you know me well enough and you've seen enough of my videos. But this guy, God, he might as well be tied for number one because he's that good. You know, it's just two totally different. There were so many things like you've probably heard me say is I didn't expect to get this figure this year. I didn't expect to get that figure this year. Before we do get to number one, we're going to do a few honorable mentions. So here, and these figures almost made the list. DC Earth 2 Hawk Girl. I love this figure. I love this character. This was my main character in Injustice, this skin. I love this design for her. I love the blue. I love the black. You know, she's awesome and definitely worth the pickup. And again, I won't get too much into these because I'll be reviewing them eventually. Another honorable mention, Black Series Hera, and I've had her sitting on the shelf. That's why she's posed like this. And I gave her Jen Erso's gun. A great figure, another knockout by Black Series. You know, it was. And again, I also want to mention the Hover Tank Pilot and the Inferno Squad Agent and the Crimson Stormtrooper because those were amazing too. I just wanted to. I didn't have enough time to like have all these figures on screen, but Hera is just well done, and I know she's going to be a sought-after figure after she's out of production. You know, another figure that I had to fucking bust my ass to run down. Vintage Series Wolverine. I got the last one they had at Walgreens, and another Walmart I went to had like 2 of them. But I had hunted for a long-ass time to get this guy, and I'm so happy to finally have a Wolverine in my collection. Hardly wait to do some outdoor photos when the temperature gets, you know, above freaking, I think it's going to be 17 degrees tonight. I'm looking forward to going out and doing some photos with this guy in Deadpool. Awesome figure. Definitely one you guys should run down and as soon as you can because he's going to be a bitch to find. Another pleasant surprise I got this year was Black Series Jango Fett. Got this guy on clearance. I love the Mandalorian design, any Mandalorian. Yeah, I'm definitely very happy with the $9 I spent on this guy. You know, I want to find a Boba Fett. He's no Boba, but he's still freaking cool. And last honorable mention, DC Icons Harley Quinn. Love this figure. I like this classic look for Harley. The face is very beautiful. Very good articulation. Missing just the thigh swivel, but, you know, I've kind of fudged around that and got over it. It's just a fun figure. She was my tree topper with Frieza this year. Definitely worth picking up DC Icons Harley Quinn. Got her really cheap. Definitely a good figure. If you can't, like, you know, I mean, this is the best Harley I've seen. Now, at number one, and I will say number one is going to be a bit weird because it's two things. One is not a figure. One's just something I extremely badly wanted and needed. But I did get that. But first of all, we are going to go and review number one. Something I never thought would exist. I believe Make Toys put this out. I might be wrong. No, it wasn't Make Toys. It was, I go blank on the company, but the figure was called Arch Enemy, I believe. And it's a third-party masterpiece Scourge. I gave him this custom gun. He's huge. He's heavy die-cast. Good, solid quality. Huge-ass sword. You know, this was a figure that I had dreamed of existing, but I didn't think RID Scourge would ever get one. And as you guys know, probably have heard, you should know, if you've watched my channel, is RID Scourge is my absolute favorite Transformers toy. And one of my favorite Transformers characters. And I love this. I love this so damn much. It was worth every penny. It was the first figure I pre-ordered this year, and I was like, well, I know what number one's going to be. And the price was pretty good. You know, just amazing. Amazing figure. Very grateful to have this one. Very glad I ran it down. Or not ran it down. I'm very glad it was made. I'm sorry I forget the company's name. I really wish I could remember the company. Because I actually talked with them about this figure after I got an email to their customer service because I had a little issue with one of the hands and they fixed it immediately. I just told them how much I love the figure. Great figure. Great figure. And now, also tied for number one is a figure, not a figure, but a statue I had wanted for fucking ever. And I never thought I'd own this, but I do own this now. Azeroth. I have a thing for blue chicks. I'll go ahead and say it. I like blue demon girls. She's like a mix of Morrigan. I don't know anything about this character other than she's a half-naked blue girl. That's all I know, and that's all I'll ever need to know about her. Special thanks to how I got this one. You know, again, you know, just beautiful, beautifully done, beautifully done. Looks great under a black light. Just so well done. It's a statue. That's why I'm putting her at number 1 with Scourge, you know. Just because I know she doesn't technically count as a figure. I just wanted to mention her because that Big Red, her, and the Scourge were like 3 things I never thought I'd own. The other things like Violator, Fat Bastard, the G.I. Joe Dark Ninja Master, I knew at some point I would probably get. I would run them down and find them. They weren't so horribly expensive, but Big Red and stuff like that were just really expensive and a real pain in the ass to find. So that's it for this year. We're close. Have a happy new year. Looking forward to even more figures this year. I'll be glad to put this year behind me after losing my grandfather, because like I said, this will be a very hard year to look back on and think of all these awesome figures, because I'll mostly be thinking of losing him. And I love you, Grandpa. I love all you guys who watched. Hit so many milestones this year. Looking forward to another great year with you guys. Just, you know, it's just been a journey with my laptop breaking this year and just filming directly from my phone. It's been so hard, so crunched for how many videos I can film due to memory restraint. And hopefully next year will be better as far as for the channel. As far as the figures, this year was freaking fantastic. As far as real life, well, as far as life itself, it was a rough year. But I made it through. Like he said, I was strong enough to do it. So until next time, this has been your beloved soldier of the inverted cross, Rip the Full-Blown Freak Show, a.k.a. the Gold Member. Signing off. Happy New Year, everyone. Farewell.